up to me. A perfect target.
Yeah, boy.
One shot, one kill. Reloading.
Shield is down.
Okay, it is currently 3:30 in the morning. I've been trying to get this video out for so long, but I've been having the worst trouble. But let's just go over the build. So, the gun you want piercing light. Ideally, instead of firearm critical hit rate, you want weak point damage. I just got a bad roll on it. Highest base damage weapon in the game. Scales with her 4. You want the highest base damage you can get out of her 4 shots to scale with it. For the components, I rock this one. The only reason it's a purple is because this purple overall does more damage than the piercing light mounting that I have. If you take the reactor skill power, you take this 16,414, then you add the Colossus skill attack to that, you end up with 18,764, and that skill power carries over to all of the weapon or all of the skills, no matter what weapon you're using. So this was the piercing light mounting. Ideally you think this would be better, but it doesn't have the Colossus damage on it. It just has critical hit rate, and she doesn't really use that at all. It's lower than the 18,764, and it only works, it will only be this high if you're currently wielding the piercing light. So until we get the rotation, I'm just going to be using this one. The component set, I'm going with Slayer. You want to prioritize like MP and HP. So on this one, did not get a exact god roll. You want gold on your max MP, but those are the 2 stats you want. You just want to rock defense. I believe the memory has MP recovery modifier as well. This one, you can get toxin resistance on it, but it's kind of niche and like situational. Pretty much shield recovery, max shield. It's gonna be your best bet. For her modules, I took a different approach than most people I've noticed. So I did not want her to be a glass cannon. It's funny because she uses a cannon, but I went with more cooldown and made sure that I had some defense and HP. Ideally, you want to form of this, but I didn't. I swapped something around. So when I get the time, I will form of this and put a full HP slot in here. The reason we went with focus on chill instead of chill specialist is chill specialist does 81 chill skill power. Focus on chill does 77. The extra 4% damage is not worth it to me comparatively to like the amount of skill cooldown you get in total. This will reduce it down to 25 seconds, so almost half. And by the time you do your rotation, the others will start coming off of cooldown, and it's a more consistent cycle. The ultimate, this is for when you down the boss. You ideally want to use your 2 because it does the most skill power damage out of all your abilities in a short burst, but it does not scale with your weapon. So you can have any weapon out, technically, and this would work just fine. And down here we have skill cost. If you weren't using the Slayer set, you could probably take Strong Mentality off. I just did not like the way it flowed. With this, you don't have to worry as much. You don't use skill critical hit. You mainly just want to prioritize skill critical hit damage. A little bit of critical hit rate's great, but you really don't need it. So right here with her 3, you can see how fast her MP drains. It's pretty much nothing. And let's let the stacks fall off, and I'll show you your skill critical hit rate go up. So it goes up exponentially. You're already at max crit on your sniper. You're at like an 86% crit rate. Honestly, I think that is like, well, you can't be 100% consistent, but this will pretty much net you 100% consistency 9 times out of 10, considering you have around 90%. The crit damage mixed with your sniper's crit damage affects her 4 combined. So you take all of the stats from this, multiply it, and then you add that onto her 4's damage, almost like a separate modifier. Her 1 gives her an extra 50% additional damage, so that will pretty much, I think, have what you already do, and then throw it on as extra additional damage. Her 4 also has a 50% firearm increase attack. And her 3, at max of 16 stacks, you gain 20% more crit damage to your skill and firearm, which also scales into your weapon. And I still don't have my 3 going. So yeah, you'll notice that the damage goes up from 2.4 to 2.6. And this also went up. Yeah, if you do not like the idea of having 4k HP, obviously whenever this is maxed, you'll have way more. If you were to put a fully maxed HP module on, you have around 7k. And if you don't like that even further, you could put a double max HP roll sensor and ideally an HP support memory. I got unlucky and I only have a defense. And then you can roll the Polar Knight with more HP. And the sensor also has HP roll. Now you have nearly 11,000 health and 20k defense. You're not going to die if you don't run straight into them and 5-head them. But that's pretty much the build. Ideally, the best reactor you can get is going to be additional skill attack when attacking Colossus and skill critical hit damage. You can be a little flexible with it, as the critical hit damage isn't necessary. Obviously, this build isn't made to be the most damage build. It's to be a consistent build. You should be able to do any boss with this set. And that's pretty much the build. I stream over on Twitch, so if you're interested in coming, hanging out, we crunch numbers. We do all the mathematical nerdy stuff, and we listen to music and hang out. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video.